Hey everybody, it's Pam Sterling with your Outrageous Joy Raw Food Adventure. And I want to show you today how to make kale salad, and particularly how to scrunch down the kale. You know, kale is an amazing green. There's so many vitamins and minerals in kale. It's something that, you know, seems a little tough, you know, to the touch and is typically used in cooking, but I'm going to show you a way to prepare it raw. There's tremendous amounts of vitamin K, potassium, all of that in kale, and so it's definitely something that I encourage you to incorporate into your diet, not just in smoothies, but making a great, delicious, amazing, gorgeous kale salad. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing is to take the kale off the stem. You really don't want to use the stem. And I usually just pull in this direction away from the tip until I get towards the tip, and then I'm going to actually take this off of that spine, and I'm just going to take those kale leaves off. I'm going to run my knife through it as soon as I get through this. Now, you're going to want to start with more than you think you need, because we're actually going to break it down, and it actually scrunches down quite a bit. So I recommend that you start with more than you think you'll need. So we're going to do that right now. So that was 4 big leaves of kale. I'm just going to run my knife through it just to make them into smaller pieces, because you don't want to get a big, huge piece of kale in your mouth. So I'm just running my knife through it, and then I'm going to put it in my bowl here. Running my knife through it. And this is my trusty bowl that I do everything in. So beautiful kale. You see I have a whole bowl full. In fact, I could probably even use a little bit more, but we're going to stop right there for now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, it's almost like the way you do a ceviche. I'm going to use lime juice. I prefer lime to lemon. It's just a flavor thing, but you could use lime juice. But I'm going to put lime juice and salt on this, and then that's what's going to help break it down. The acid in the lime actually helps break down the kale. So I'm just adding the lime in there, and this one's a little bit not quite as juicy as I want it, so I'm going to add just a little bit more lime. And you don't have to worry about it tasting too limey. That lime flavor kind of goes away, so don't worry about that too much. And I always like to juice my limes before I actually slice them open. Then by the time I cut them open, they're sort of partially juiced already. This one's giving me a little bit more juice, so I want to give it a good amount of acid from the lime. And then the other ingredient that's going to help you break this down is salt. Now, I love Celtic sea salt, and it's what I recommend. It's a natural salt, and it has all of the minerals and vitamins retained in it. It's a more flavorful salt than I've ever had, and sometimes you have to be a little bit careful with it. I usually use a little bit less than a recipe calls for, and you just want to do a healthy pinchful of salt down on the kale, and then you're just going to take your hands and you're going to start breaking it down. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just scrunching it down with my hands, and as I am, hopefully you can see that it's breaking down. We're already about half the size that we started with, and what you'll find is that it's just going to keep breaking down. So I'm giving it a good scrunch, kind of a combination between a handshake and kneading bread, I guess is what you call it. And you'll find as you're doing this that that kale that was once sort of tough will begin to wilt and soften with that salt and that lime, and certainly the action of the scrunching that you're doing. I guess it has an official word of mastication. So I am just about down now to as much as it's going to scrunch down. So I'm just going to set it aside in the serving bowl. Notice, wow, now I need a smaller serving bowl, but I just want to do that so that you can see it. We can make a beautiful line here of kale. So I love entertaining and love making food beautiful. So that's our kale to begin with. Then we want to finish up with with the rest of the ingredients of the actual kale salad. Let me just rinse my hand off. Okay, so the other ingredients that I like to include in a kale salad are some chopped red pepper. So we're just going to throw some little red pepper on top there. I'm sorry, it's a red onion. The red onion, you know, that's kind of a to taste thing. However much you like, just throw as much as you want on there. And then I like to bring in some either red or yellow pepper. I have a yellow pepper today, so we're just going to bring some yellow pepper on top of that. I then love to put mango and avocado on top of this, and the sort of the tanginess, the savory with the sweet is just a beautiful, beautiful combination. So we're going to run the mango on top of this, and again, sort of making it all pretty with the slices going across like that. And then we're going to finish up with, where did mine, here we go. We're going to slice up an avocado. Now, if you don't know the proper way to slice an avocado, the way to do it is you don't peel it, you actually slice through it, run your knife around, you're going to feel the seed in there, run your knife around, give it a little twist, and you're going to find 1/2 has the seed. You're just going to whack that seed and twist, and that pulls the seed out. Then what I do, if I want to use it sliced, is I just then slice through it while it's still in the skin. And then I use my spoon, which is back here, a big tablespoon, and then I'm just going to scoop it right out like that, scoop it right out of the skin, and then arrange it beautifully with its slices on our salad. And we're going to top that off with some, oh, there goes my avocado seed. We're going to top that off with some pine nuts. Wow. Gorgeous! Okay, one last thing is we're going to make a little quick salad dressing for this. And this is one of my favorites. I just call it Agave Mustard Salad Dressing. Can you see these okay? And all you need is some Dijon mustard. Actually, I just got this at the local grocery store, an organic Dijon mustard. I love it. This is an organic apple cider vinegar. You know, there's all kinds of health benefits to apple cider. It helps you digest your food. There's all kinds of sort of claims about apple cider vinegar. And then some agave, which if you're not familiar with using it, is sort of like a honey, but a little lower on the glycemic index and comes from the agave plant. So what I do is I just start with a tablespoon, this is an unfiltered organic apple cider vinegar, just 1 tablespoon of that. And this would be enough dressing for my own salad. 1 tablespoon of the Dijon mustard, and 2 tablespoons of the agave. So it's sort of an agave mustard dressing. And just that little simple thing. You probably could use lemon juice if you didn't have the apple cider vinegar. I think that would be fine. And that makes an amazing little dressing. And then we're just going to pour that on the top. And there you go. Kale salad with a little mango and avocado from Pam Sterling, your Outrageous Joy Raw Food Chef. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me.